Girlfriend, I hope your weekend's going okay. I am Sonia. I am your skincare, makeup, hair loving friend, and I'm here to give you my 3 best tips for over 50 makeup and the adjustments we have to make. Hi, I'm 55, and when I was in my late 40s, I had to make some changes to my makeup because it just was not looking good, and that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to share it with you. If you're here, as always, tell me where you're from. What's your temperature there? I don't even know what it is here. Oh my gosh, it's a good 55 here in Ohio. That's good. I thought we were going to have snow in a couple inches, so we didn't. I am working out of all one palette here. This is Saint Makeup. At any time, if you want to color match to your foundation shades and help with colors, if you comment match me, I will send you a link. But I'm going to give you my 3 tips, some things that I've learned along the way. You might be in the same boat as me and you're like, you know what? I'm not wearing really any makeup because it's just not working, because we did our makeup the same for a long time and we could kind of do anything. I felt like we could use any type of makeup. We could do any application. And honestly, it turned out okay. And then things in your 40s just, it's no longer that way anyway. So I'm going to show you a few tips. So the very first thing is prep your skin. I did a poll in my stories here a while ago and you guys surprised me. You focus more on skincare than you do makeup. And I love that, because the canvas that we're putting the makeup on is going to make a huge difference on our makeup, right? So, hi, oh my goodness, 80. Bless your heart. That is awesome. Good. Enjoy your weather. We're going to get there in Ohio. We just slowly climb the hill. The canvas that you're putting the makeup on, just like a painting, you need to have it prepped and ready. And, you don't want any dry skin, that type of thing. It really affects it. So with skincare, I am using a skincare. I've searched for several years for skincare. I messed up my skin barrier. I'm now with a line that's not going to compromise my skin barrier. Everything in the line is to protect and heal skin barrier, which I wish I would have known that before. Hi. Oh, Houston, Texas. All right. Oh, I love this. 84 degrees. That is amazing. I love it. Hey, I'm happy with what I say, 55. All right, the first thing I'm going to do, prep your skin is the first tip that I'm going to give you. The other one is just less is best with texture. And if you put a lot on something that is texture and textures, like the lines and the acne scarring and that type of thing, too much makeup and too light of makeup is going to add texture. And we don't want that. So the first thing I'm going to do to help me to wear less makeup is I'm going to add bronzer first. And I use a cream bronzer. Right here is the cream bronzer. And I am going to remove the hair that's tickling me on my arm. The cream bronzer is going to help me, even out my skin tone. That wasn't the words I really wanted to use. It's going to help me to, even out the skin tone. So I'm going to apply it in the high points of my face, and the cream really melts into my skin. This will help give me dimension and even out redness. A lot of us have redness, melasma, that type of thing. And this will help us to do that. Now, if you have melasma, like on your forehead, and you have a patch of melasma, go around it, okay? Go around it with the bronzer and it'll help even it out by going around it instead of over the top of it. So that is hint number 2, or tip number 2. Get the bronzer, even out the skin tone, and you will be able to wear less and less and less makeup. I cannot get it on my brush as you go by just evening out the skin tone. That's going to be a huge thing right there. And then the other one that we're going to get to in a few seconds here is going to be under eyes. I haven't done my eyeshadow yet either, by the way. Okay, so we've evened out the skin tone a little bit, and look just how that's adding some dimension without really adding much makeup. And I like to sometimes just use a little bit on the areas that are distracting to me, which can be like the redness on my cheeks and the redness on my chin. And I have a little bit of redness lately on my nose, like a little bit. And then I have some under eye issues. And then I'll just put makeup there. And I won't put any down here, maybe really no more on my forehead. So that is a really good way of using a way to use less. Or you can add it all over. It just depends on what you want and what your goals are. But using less, that's one way to do it. So I use a darker shade on the redness like I am right now. So I have 3 colors. You would maybe, I don't know. I don't want to call it a concealer. I have two main shades right here. This is for my darker red areas and my under eyes. This is for the rest of my face. And then I have a brightening shade that I like to use. It helps to add lift to my face. Light brings forward. So wherever I put that light shade, it's going to enhance that area and bring it forward and create a little bit of lift. We don't have a lot of lift going on. We got a whole lot of sagging and a whole lot of wrinkling going on. All right, so I've taken care of the redness and I made sure that I wasn't getting too much on. You can also use a little bit of a perfector sponge, damp, like so, if you feel like you got a little bit too much on. Now, I only put that in the red areas, and I'm okay with that. I don't even think I'm not even going to put any makeup down here or anything like that. But what I am going to do is I'm going to take this brush and I'm just going to sweep what's on my cheeks and just even it out. Make sure, maybe give the areas a little bit of coverage, but not very much. Okay, then the third one that I'm going to teach you or talk to you about is color correcting your under eyes instead of just putting concealer on. So I know, like, this is bronzer, and I did put a darker shade on my red. So I've used two. So I used Bella bronzer, and then I did use my darker highlight shade with foundation shade here, like that, and that was it so far. Yes, that's right. Okay, so under eyes, a lot of us back in the day, I don't know why, we would just take that light shade or a shade of concealer. We would just buy a concealer and then we would stick it all the way under our under eyes. Well, because we have so much texture and stuff on our under eyes, it tends to be an area of bags and wrinkles. We don't want to do that anymore. What we want to do is we want to color correct the areas that just need color correcting. Oh, you're unable to stay on live. Oh, I'll post it and you can come back. Oh, I'm sorry, Christy. So I'm going to take a peach shade. I have some blue and I have some purple. It's not hugely noticeable. It's not really, really dark. But if you do have that darkness, and I know a lot of you do, right here on that dark area, grab a peach shade, typically on under eye darkness, and apply it only on the dark area, not everywhere. So I happen to use, it works really well for me, is one of our lip and cheek shades, and it's called Frenchie. That doesn't always work for everybody, but that's, oh, Janine, I know. Under eyes can be hard, and we focus on them a lot. I feel like, too, if you do your other makeup first and then go to your eyes, the eyes will kind of start fading back as we add makeup to the rest of our face. I'm going to take this peach shade and I'm going to mix it with the dark shade, actually. One of my friends taught me this. She's like, I mix them right away. Instead of doing the peach shade and then the concealer shade, I'm actually going to mix them like so. I should have done the peach one first. That's okay. All right. And I'm going to put them like that in the blue area. And we want to do the least amount possible. And we only want to put it on the darkness. So for you, if you have darkness right here, take that peach shade, maybe a little bit of concealer, or put the peach shade on first and cancel the blue, and then put your little bit of concealer over the top. So that's how you can do less makeup on the under eyes. It really is life-changing doing it that way. Under eyes are hard. Can be hard, but we can get them canceled out. Hi, Bavaria. If we can cancel out with like a peachy or orangey shade, most often purple, you might need a little bit of yellow. But a lot of times it's dark brown, muddy color really is blue. It's crazy. All right. Then I want to darken the rest of my under eyes. If you can see, like, just look at me straight on. You can see that I have light right there. Well, if you have dark under eyes, the light actually makes the dark darker. I mean, it appears darker. It's like you can see it more. You know, if you put a light color next to a dark color, it's going to make one or the other pop more. So I'm going to take suede lip liner here, or you might take bronzer. If you have that at home, try this and put it on your under eye like that and just darken the light. So I'm going to darken here, which would be like my eye bag, and that can help it bring it back if you have a bag. But I have a little bit of light right here even. So I even bring it down right here. So oftentimes when you have that darkness, right here will be light. So darken all of that with the least amount of makeup possible. So we're still going back to rule number one. Well, that was rule number 2 was less is best. Rule number 1 was prep your skin. Make sure you have good skincare. Good skincare. That'll bring you that glow. That'll give you a really great canvas. And then you can apply even less makeup. the more I actually, the other day I was getting ready to go out and I almost forgot to do my makeup because I use good skincare. I feel secure in my skin more than I ever have. And I was looking at myself. I thought, well, I look weird. I didn't have any makeup on. I still only did a tiny bit. And I'm going to do my eyes here just a second. Okay, so we've darkened the under eyes. You can see that they're a little bit darkened. And then now I'm going to do my blush. So I think I'm going to take that peachy shade again that I just used on the inner corner of my eye, which is Frenchy. And I think I'm going to mix it with another color. I think I'm going to mix it with Madrid a little bit. So that's Madrid, those two together. So let's take a little bit of Frenchy up top. And so if I have any sunspots, which I do, right here's one. When I put that Frenchy on there, it'll likely cover it up. Sunspots again, the base of them are blue. Who knew? Who knew? You think, no, they're not. They're brown. Or the red cheeks, those are certainly red. So I need to take green to them. And oftentimes, honestly, that peach shade on rosacea or anything like that is going to help cover it too. So peach shade is a really great one to have in your arsenal. If you have any redness, sunspots, anything like that. So if you have melasma, sunspots here on the cheeks, this peach shade can help take care of that. And if you don't want to wear peach all the time, I mean, I'm not saying wear peach all the time by any means, but what you can do then is tap a little bit of that peach shade on those sunspots or melasma and see if it helps color correct them and get rid of them. So, okay. I like. Looking good. And then on my eyes, I'm going to do the most basic eye color. And I've just been loving it lately. Not because I don't want to do much, but because it's just been really pretty. It's a very taupey color to me. And I just love it. I feel like any eye shade can wear it. Eye color. I have an hair hanging. There we go. It's any eye color can wear it because it's the color basic. So I just feel like, but look at that. That one and Lullaby, I feel like obviously these are two very loved eyeshadows. I feel like every eye color can wear them and they're a really great color to put on and you can use one color. I mean, you can always use two, but I'm going to take this one, basic, and then Hooded Eyes. Now we're getting, I had all my brushes laid out and I laid my compact over it. Now I'm going to go into a little bit of Hooded Eyes. So I'm going to still brighten, but I'm going to do that after I do my eyes. So, because I'm going to want to clean up my eyeshadow. I have my eye primer on and I did my brows. You guys need to do that and mascara or have fake eyelashes. Saint has 3 new mascaras and I'm just a fake lash wearer. I am using a new serum on my eyelashes. If you guys want to know here, you can, if you ask after my live, I can go look it up. I think it's actually working. My eyelashes just are so fragile with menopause. My eyebrows fell out, my hair's thinner, my eyelashes, and I'm sure many of you have the same problem. I know you do because you talk to me and tell me about it. So I'm using a lash serum, but I use fake lashes. But I've heard really, really great things about Velvet has been the one that most are talking about. It's a volumizing, but then we have a tubular called Leather. Oops. This one was Velvet and this one's Leather and it's tubular and some people even mix it. Just make sure you're doing your brows and your lashes when you're doing your hooded eyes or you're doing your mascara just in general. Any eyes, any eye look at all. So let's zoom in a little bit. I have hooded eyes and hooded eyes means see how that bag or that skin is hanging over onto my mobile lid. That's a hooded eye. This one's a little bit more hooded than the other one. Look at that. Isn't that funny? It's not funny, but it's just like, oh gosh, it really is. But the light color in my primer is actually making the hood look more pronounced because light brings forward, like I said, so we want to reseed it back with a darker shade. My brows, I typically will use NYX Lift and Snatch Brow Pen. And I've been using 2 different colors. I would like to find one. I use ash brown and soft brown. I am dying of thirst. I mix them, I line them in ash, and then I fill them in with soft. The reason I like them is because they're forgivable and I can do a line. I have a hard time with pencils. So these, and they're kind of water resistant. So when I go like that, and if I let that set on there for a while and I go to wipe it, it doesn't wipe off very easily. And I like that too. And I'm able to just, you know, do more of a flick line. But I mean, there's lots of things out there, but that's what I use. I've also used eyeshadow and contour. You're welcome. And those have not been so bad. I just have gotten so used to this. I just cut my bangs and there's hair all over. Because I didn't clean it up. Let's just be honest. Okay, so hooded eyes, I'm going to take the small dense end and I'm just going to get some of this basic color on there and we're going to go like this and we're going to put it above the crease and I'll mark each one of them. You can come back and watch this live later. If you're like, wait, I want to really hone in on these hooded eyes, I'll put it for you. So I went above my crease to create dimension. And you can see some dimension starting to get rid of that light color that I had there. I love the light primer because it canceled out any redness and veins on my eyelid. But now I need to create dimension. So I'm going to go to the fluffy end. And I'm going to start doing a little bit of this. Now I'm getting... my eyelids are starting to move more and more and more. So if yours move, you might have to use a tapping motion, which is okay. Just go ahead and tap. And if you can still sweep, sweep. But don't sweep too low because your zone where you can't go past to create, you'll make them look downturned is right here. You don't want to go past that right there. We want lift. So take it out. It's kind of like out. You're not really doing an upside down U. Taking it out. And I do like, I was looking back at some older videos and I was like, what is wrong with my eyes? Like I'm looking at them. They look puffy or they looked weird. I'll tell you what it was. When you take your eyeshadow and you put it above, I'm going to tap above your crease here a little bit. You need to take it down just a tiny bit into your natural crease. Or you see this light right here? I need to get rid of that. It makes them look like they're discombobulated. So right on top of your eyeball, take a little bit of that color and put it in there. But just remember, you want a lot concentrated above the crease. Just need just a tiny, tiny, tiny bit into the crease. Okay, so look at the dimension that we're creating. Just give yourself a look-see. Put your chin down. Don't raise your eyebrows because us hooded eye people, we raise our eyebrows all the time and we open our eyes because we're trying to look more awake. Give yourself a look, okay? Now you see how this is downturned right there? We're going to take a little bit more color and we're going to tap it up here. This one's not so bad. It was this one, okay? Now we're just going to assess. I'm using the color Basic. I love this color. It's such a nice, I don't know if I'm using the word taupe, right? But it's a really cool brown. And I just love it. I'll do this. And then I'll take it, sweep a little bit over my eye, and I'll be done. And that's the only color I use. I do that a lot lately. It's easy, and I think it looks really good, but I think I'm going to use the color As You Wish on my mobile lid. All right, so we've done that. That's it. Just get it above your crease. I'm going to stick a little bit here under my eye just to get rid of any redness or anything. If you're more tan than I am, and the color Basic does not dark enough for you, you can maybe use Bird. It's a little bit more khaki. So it has a little bit of that khaki color more to it. Oak is another one that is a little bit more of a cool brown. And then if you want darker, which is still really pretty, but it's warmer, is Cocoa. So if you're like, I like the browns, I like the neutrals. Whenever I do eyeshadow matches, most of you guys are, I just want a basic palette and I use neutrals. That's just what you like, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes I like y'all to step a little bit out of your comfort zone. Just step out just a little bit. I am going to right now, I'm going to take this As You Wish, and if you look at this, it has almost like some iridescence of pink in it, which is fun, and I'm going to take it on my lid, and I'm going to put it in the center first, and I'm going to give it a look-see. But because my eyes are so hooded, you kind of can't see it. So I'm going to work my way in. On my mobile lid only. I'm not going to get it up on my hood, meaning right here, I'm not going to take it up. I'm going to go to my pinky and I'm going to pull my eye over and I'm going to put it right there. Okay. And then I'm just going to do the same thing on the other eye, but I know I'm not going to start in the middle. I'm just going to sweep it all over. So if you can put it right in the center of your eye and you can see it because your eye is not hooded, maybe you just have deep set eyes or just normal eyes, that's okay. If you want to stick it right in the center, it's a really nice way to open them up. Okay, so that was As You Wish. I love As You Wish. You guys can't see the iridescence as much as I can. Take the dense end and just put a little bit on the inner corner. Next, we're going to brighten. Like I said, the brightening is going to create that lift. So we've prepped our skin. That was our number one thing, skincare. If you have questions about skincare or want to know what I use, if you look through my profile, you can see, like I said, this skincare doesn't compromise someone's skin barrier. It's going to help heal it and protect it, yet it's going to do all the things that you want. It's going to lighten, it's going to brighten, it's going to help dark under eyes. It does so